with the company since February of 2017. So I started out when I was 20 years old, still a student, and was just looking for interning work. Wanted to intern at a veteran organisation because it's a cause that I cared about. And a couple of years later, we were working out of a kitchen when I started, and now we've got 80 odd employees, and it's been a ride.
How did the kitchen work? Was it someone's kitchen?
It was Tom Moore's kitchen. It was our CEO's kitchen.
Did he give you all the food?
No.
Did you bring your own food and put your food in his fridge? So you just had like random people?
No. You rocked up at his house.
Yeah.
And you worked, and maybe there were other people.
In what ways was it better than now?
I don't know. There's a sense of camaraderie. That you just it's impossible to replicate. Yeah, because it's just you sitting there. You're your best comrade. No, it's like you just I don't know. It's impossible to replicate that kind of environment because even in an office setting, like we've got a pretty relaxed space here, and we got I'd say we've got a team full of mates, but it's you're literally just sitting in someone else's kitchen.
That's a bit awkward.
Cracking out some work. Yeah, it's amazing actually. That's me, Jords.
So I started about 6 months ago, I think. Yeah, last week was 6 months. Marketing. So if you're here, you're probably here because of the gift card giveaway, which does get announced in 23 minutes at 5 o'clock. So that's kind of what I do. My background is in marketing. I like the organisation, helping veterans, great cause, great bunch of people to work with. I did not work in a kitchen. Sorry about that. Data Ben.
Oh, me. What about H? H is good.
Oh, they know me.
Okay. I was still in the army 6 months ago. I was in the British Army for 9 years and the Australian Army for 4 years. Went to Afghanistan a couple of times in Iraq, and my passion is data analytics. I kind of got myself on that journey. I upskilled myself. So when I came to WithYouWithMe, I was ready. But what I love about this company is that it's helping people do that, accelerate people on that path. Otherwise, it's a pain. There's a lot of pain involved in breaking into this field, and being in data analytics is painful in a lot of ways because it's imposter syndrome central. Like it's full of things that you don't quite know yet, or don't know to the level that you think you should know. But everyone's kind of feeling the same way about it. So, but this company's been great. It's been like a second family. Loving it.
Can we just stop for a second and admire the Mo? How do we get a close up?
You don't need a close up. Basically, you can't have a Mo in the military unless it can be spotted from 30 yards. It has to be able to be spotted from 30 yards, otherwise it's not a Mo. So you would fail.
Yeah, I would, yeah. Right now, I don't know about last week. I was doing okay.
So we actually had to rearrange the whole set just to make room for the Mo. That's the only.
That was cheap. What are we getting too much?
But yeah, so thanks guys for agreeing to come to the show.
We have Droidy online. Hi, Droidy.
Hola. How's it going, Alex?
So first off, I wanted in the past few weeks, just for everyone's information, me, Jordan, and another one of our colleagues, Alex, have been talking a lot about routines. What I've been pushing out to candidates on our platform is to create a routine and stick to it. Create goals that will continue to stimulate your mind. Goals that are also reachable as well, that aren't too far out of the scope. And so I was trying to learn how to create my own routine as well. I have a simple kind of routine, but I wanted to get more in depth with that. So I talked to Jordan. Jordan, do you want to tell the viewers a little bit about the routine that you kind of have at the moment?
So we were talking about this earlier, and I tried to talk about my routine, and I was shut down very quickly by Jono. And I think it's fair enough because I change my routine like every week or every 2 weeks. But I think change is a good thing. I like to change it up all the time because when you change, you get better, you learn new things, and you become a different person. So for me, change kind of symbolizes growing into something and doing something different. However, in saying that, consistency is good, and some things I do consistently are maybe trying to wake up on time, trying to listen to motivational things for mindset. So at the moment, I'm doing marketing. I listen to Gary Vee all the time, and what that does for me is just makes me think about ideas, which kind of segues into thank you brain. So when you're listening to these kind of things, you're always coming up with new ideas, and that really helps me in my role, where that's what I have to do on a daily basis. Don't know if that really answered the question.
How many hours of sleep do you get?
Yeah, great question.
Well, this comes into the 2-week thing, how I change all the time. So we were doing 4 hours, a 4-hour sleep. It's called polyphasic sleeping, 4 hours, and then at 3 points throughout the day, you do 15-minute naps.
So not only was he only doing 3 or 4 hours of sleep a night, he was also on keto at the same time.
Ketogenic.
And the problem
diet,
the problem with that is that your brain needs carbs in order to survive, and keto explicitly stops you from eating carbs.
Veterans will be very familiar with that routine. It's called go on exercise.
Yeah.
It's not something that people generally do voluntarily.
Yeah. So he was starving his brain of the food it needed to survive.
Yes.
And then also not sleeping enough.
It was so good.
It was not good for you, my guy. Why don't you do it anymore? It's so good.
All right, so that comes into habit forming. So to make a habit, you need to do the thing at least like 5 times a week. But if you break the habit, or you don't do it, for example, going to the gym, in a 48-hour window, you break your habit. So you can't do this. And the reason why I failed on keto, and this is probably a trending argument, or it's trending. I was doing keto. I've done it last year. I thought, heck, I'll try it again. It was going really well, probably about 3 weeks in. Watched Game Changers, and I was like, oh, shit, I can't eat meat. And, meat and keto go together like egg and bacon. So I stopped doing normal keto, started doing vegan keto, and if you can imagine vegan keto, it's the worst. Broke the habit, didn't do it. I couldn't maintain it for 48 hours, and then I started eating some other stuff, so the habit was broken, and then from there I just fell off the wagon, and now I'm drinking beer. Cheers.
I think I may have read about that routine when I was reading about famous high functioning people.
Yeah.
The CEO of Instagram does that as well, actually.
It's a fractal.
It's definitely.
If good people are doing it.
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, I think he does that one.
Does he?
It's called the change from one extreme to another routine every week.
Yeah.
And poison your body.
Yeah. Tune in next week and we'll have a new one.
We have a question from the audience. Are you still vegan?
Oh, Jude, he's doing keto and going vegan 2020. You are putting me off. No, Jude, look, if you want to reach out to me, we can go through this together. Just a lot of coconut milk and a lot of veggies. That's about all you can have.
Don't do it, Jude.
I want to hear Jono's perspective of why you should.
So Milk
keto.
TV thinks Mark Zuckerberg is a lizard. So I don't think you should do keto because your brain survives off carbohydrates. It's number one source of food. It's number one source of food for your whole body. It's how your body most efficiently transforms food into energy, right? And if you starve yourself of it, what ketosis actually is your body responding to the fact that it thinks it's dying.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut on this one.
So you're depriving your brain of its needs, and you're depriving your body.
The contrary, they say you get more oxygen. Next question before this gets heated.
So that's why I think keto is just a bad idea all around.
What are your thoughts on vegan?
Hi Shrimplet, that's a great name. Love the name.
Vegan's just
Hey.
New Year's resolution.
What are my thoughts on vegans?
Yeah, veganism.
We're just jumping into it today. Okay, give me 1 second.
I mean, because he's going for keto and vegan.
I have very regular takes on veganism. I don't care. Don't be a dick.
It's allegedly good for the environment. I did hear on the radio they had this talk on Triple J. So they got a few professionals in, and pretty much the consensus was, sure, vegetarian's good, but meat protein is better. But just do everything, eat more veggies, but also don't go off meat.
Well, most people are eating too much meat.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Way too. I eat shitloads.
Disproportionately too much.
Yeah.
I don't eat meat Monday to Friday, generally speaking, for the environment. But I've been doing that for 5 years, so it's nothing to do with game changers.
Very interesting.
And but I've got used to it now. I don't miss it so much. But on the weekend, still have bacon and steak. But I have to say, I think there was a couple jailed recently for being the infant with vegan diet. There is.
Yeah, I've seen that.
There is a consideration. If you do it, you got to do it well. So you can do it really well, but you have to be really careful.
I once knew this chick that she was decided to go vegan, and she was eating a kilogram of almonds and nuts every single day because that was the only way she could think to get lipids.
You get poisoned. Something about almonds.
Oh, well, in which case that might be your next.
Cyanide.
Anyway, let's get off the food talk. What's next, H?
Actually, I want you to talk. You mentioned it to me before. I want you to talk about decision fatigue.
Decision fatigue.
Yes, and Jono, sit in the background and see if there's anything that you disagree with.
No, I think I'm going to agree on this.
So back to routine. We're going back to the. Okay, cool.
It's this routine got to do with decisions.
So decision fatigue is the idea or the concept that the more decisions that you make, the more fatigued your brain gets. So there's lots of things that you can do throughout the day to make less decisions to stay optimal in your performance. For example, when you wake up in the morning, if you haven't done any, if you haven't got ready for the day ahead the night before, you're going to have to choose your shirt, you're going to have to choose your pants, your coat, your socks, your shoes, what to eat for breakfast, what to eat for lunch. Already there's a bunch of decisions. So, and we've trialed this when we're doing polyphasic sleeping, Alex and I. We've done lots of things, and he's gone, ding, 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 1,500. Is that how many people have joined the giveaway? Okay, awesome. Just packing your clothes, sorting out what you're going to wear the night before, packing your lunch, so getting ready for the day ahead. You just jump out of bed and you're ready, and you can get out the door.
So I was talking with, and I don't remember, you might have been in the same room at the time. I was talking with our CEO, Tom, and he was saying that, he's a busy dude, CEO. He's got 1,000 things to do every day, and he said he does 3 things and makes 1 decision.
Yeah, I've heard this.
Those 3 things he does are generally big things. But he's not burdening himself or trying to make too many decisions a day. Because you end up making worse and worse decisions with each subsequent one you make, because your brain is just so tired from having to figure stuff out. So I think that's I don't have any points of disagreement with this. Do what you can.
That's a rarity.
Do what you can to minimize the number of decisions you have to make that are meaningless, and maximize your brain's capacity for the difficult decisions.
And get off social media. Get off your phones, because scrolling through, you're filling your brain with a bunch of shit, and
unless you're watching this on your phone right now, in which case,
do not, unless it's Gary Vee or some good content that's going to help you, because then that puts your brain in a positive kind of feedback loop. Don't get me started on feedback loops. Unless you want to, then.
So. I just had a question in my head. It's weird.
Sorry, not too many decisions.
So many decisions. That's what it was. That's what it was about. It was about the decision. So would you both agree?
Alex or Droidy is asking, how many decisions can we make on average?
It's 12. I think that's
12 decisions.
I think that's the number that people say. I think it's 12 a day. They say you can make 12 a day, but that's any decision. So what clothes you choose to wear during the day is 1 decision. So like even small decisions add up. I think that's what I've heard. I might be wrong.
I swear, I spend like 2 hours
on a decision.
I spend like 2 hours flipping through Netflix looking for a movie. Like, that's the hardest decision of my life right now. But would you
need more to do like at work? I'm gonna talk back about that.
when I'm at home, that's okay. But would you both agree that setting up a routine and planning it ahead of time before the day would be beneficial for?
Oh yeah. So all of the and you guys probably agree. All the times when I've been in the worst place in my life, it's been when my life has been out of control. And I haven't had rigidity around it, and I haven't had those structures in place, right? And I think that it's really easy, and to let go of those structures, because when you have a week off over Christmas or something, or you're sick for a week and you let your routines go away, and then when you try to go back to work, you're not waking up at 7 a.m. like you used to and going to bed at 10. You're staying up till 11 to play video games and waking up at 7:30 and you don't want to get out of bed.
It's the 2 lines. Minimum allowed outage and maximum allowed outage.
Yeah. So I end up, whenever I've been in the worst place in my life, has been when I haven't had those routines, haven't had the things that I needed to do every day in order to complete my day. Get to the office on time, get to my computer, even if I'm working from home, get to my computer by 8:30, make sure that I'm starting my work, covering off on what my emails were by 9:30.
So what are the 3 most vital things that you do the night before to make sure that you're ready for the day coming?
See, that's where I'm still working on these things. Yeah. All right.
Ben?
Ever since I've had a kid, it's gone out the window, but I think if you can, if one of the things that you do is give yourself some time to think about what you're going to do in the day, or visualize what you want to happen in the day.
Like a bit of meditation.
Meditation in the broader sense of the word. Yeah, not necessarily in the lotus pose, but thinking about what you want to achieve. And I think honestly having things like, if you do have a lunch, having that sorted. Right. Interestingly, the veterans or people in the military, there's a lot of structure, and that structure is kind of very comforting.
Yeah.
And leaving the army is actually one of the hardest things, is trying to move away from that structure. But fortunately for me, I was in a very unstructured environment before I left, so I was pretty used to it.
I suppose for a lot of guys leaving, though, it's like you've had this structure imposed upon you, and now you've got to develop your own things. And that can be pretty confronting.
Yeah, and you don't actually know how much you enjoy the structure until you don't have it. And then you go, actually, it was pretty good that all I had to do was turn up at this time, and someone would tell me what I was doing.
And get breakfast.
Yeah, or I could just consult the program.
And you wear the same thing every day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There are, in some ways, less decisions. So, yeah, it's interesting. You might not even have control of your own routine, which is actually kind of, saves you a lot of effort, but also not great either.
Is that one thing that kind of, to me, if I felt like somebody was controlling me that much, I'd get frustrated. Does that happen when you're in the force?
I don't think frustration. I think it depends. If you're in a great team and you're in the kitchen, you felt like everything was knitted together and you're all on the same mission, then all of the structures and things and the hard work don't feel like much. But if you end up in a unit or in an organization where you don't have a great boss or a manager and things, and then the little bits of structure in your it can start grinding on
negative.
So it really depends.
I think I can talk to that as well, because coming to the company when I was so young, I ended up being the only person who did what I did. Now I've got you, and I've got a couple other people in the company who are also in data and also do the same kind of things that I do, but it's difficult to really, it's difficult to grow when you don't, and difficult to set routines and to set out, let alone 6 months, one day in your role when you've got nothing there supporting you, really. I have a lot of people in the company that would support me as much as they could, but when you don't have that likeness around you, it becomes very difficult. It becomes very hard to continue to grow. And I'd be lying if I said that I hadn't thought of, quitting and, dropping out of university and moving overseas, 8 or 9 times in the last 3 years. That happens. That would happen on like a 3-month basis at one point. But we just got better, and teams grew around me, and I was in the marketing team with Jordan for a while, and
That was fun.
and Alex as well, until very recently when our new data team came into fruition. And those kind of structures they provide you with certainty that you don't get when you're by yourself, and you don't get when you're I think that's my point.
Yeah, part of structure is being valued, isn't it?
Yes.
It's being valued and people appreciating your strengths. And that's the best. It's the very best of military culture. The very worst of military culture is where you're just a cog in the machine, and you actually you're not even sure if anyone else around you is really noticing your contribution. That makes sense. And there's no better machine if you think about it. You think about the machine, and the machine's only purpose is to function, and the machine is function. The cogs in the machine will need to be the right shape. They need to grind together and work and make the machine work. That's like the military on operations, overseas. Everything's ready, everything's molded. It's ready to go. That's person who gets jammed and fit the mold, and that machine is now operating. But then when you leave that operational environment, you're a weird shaped cog in a weird shaped machine that isn't moving in the right direction. And it's kind of
trying to plug yourself into new machine.
And you miss that certainty of being I used to be a useful cog. It used to make sense.
But it's also people will join the military in the knowledge that they're going to be, to some extent, they know they're going to be a cog. Whether they know it implicitly or explicitly, they know that they're going to be a part of a machine, a part of something larger than themselves. That's part of the appeal.
And part of the sacrifice, definitely. Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like I'm a cog.
Nothing to do with
the time.
I'm going to quickly run and get a couple of beers before we do this announcement. Sweet. So while he goes to restock our beer shortage,
Yes, the great beer shortage of 6th of December. By the way, if you're viewing from America, should turn the camera so everybody can see how horrible the weather is outside. Check out this dust storm. There we go. Bit of intermission. How was that? Alright, I'll be back. I kind of ruined the camera angle now, didn't I?
That's pretty fun. But yeah, so before we announce the giveaway, Ben, if you could, after hearing the different points between Jono and Jordan, do you have any advice or a conclusion based on their answers to
How old are you, Ben?
answer about a routine that an individual should have?
We're going to say bye to Milk TV.
Milk TV.
See you, mate. See ya. It's got to go, though. Sorry to interject there.
What was that show? Oh, Cheese.
I think, as a bit of a cop-out, I think it's nice that it's nice to see people who are so conscientious about their routine. They're actually thinking about their life and just plugging along. That's good. It's really good. Thank you. However, Johnny, you didn't commit anything about your own personal routine.
Oh, my personal routine is shit.
Right. So then Jordan has to win by default.
No.
Even though his routine is
disastrous.
It's very bad for his body.
I like to split test.
My routine is awful. My routine is I don't get to bed at the right times. I don't.
I slept 10 hours yesterday.
I go to the same coffee shop every day and order exactly the same thing, but the problem is it's sometimes at different times because I don't always get up at the same time. It's just difficult to get into routines. and it's that momentum at the start, right? It's the core to every routine.
Is it? Who are you going to ask? Jordan? Yeah.
Yes. Well, it's just habit. It's habit forming. So you continue it. Make sure you don't miss it in the 48-hour period, and stick true to it. Keep doing it. You'll be all right.
Cool. Oh,
and also have someone that can keep you accountable. I think that always helps. Having
a battle buddy.
Yeah.
A battle buddy. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, it is 5:01. So let's have a look at
the moment you've all been waiting for.
How many entrants did we end up with? 1,500.
1,500. You don't want to know how many entries, but ready to award. Kathy Johnson 760 at gmail.com.
Congratulations,
Congratulations, Kathy.
Probability was 0.22%.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. She or he had 97 entries. I think the most entries someone had was about 270.
Wow.
But there you go. We'll get in contact with Kathy. If we can't get onto her, we will redraw. So look out in your email inbox for that.
When are we going to redraw?
If we can't get onto Kathy.
Okay.
So we'll give her. I think King Sumo gives 7 days. So.
Right, so Kathy, if you're here, congratulations. And we'll be in contact via email.
Can I grab one of those?
Via email?
Yeah, via email. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Oh no, it's okay. Congrats, Kathy. Congrats, Kathy.
Yes.
Everybody's congrats. Thank you. So cheers for Kathy.
Kathy.
To Kathy. Oh, Kathy.
Kathy and the 70.
Anyway, are we wrapping up there? Are we going to
so if
turkey for a little bit longer? Or?
If anybody has any feedback, or if anybody, got a question, Jude, or has any questions.
Yeah, tell us about yourself, Jude, 2101.
Where do you live? What do you do?
Are you in the States or are you in Australia? Are you on our platform?
Yeah, sign up if you haven't.
Are you a robot?
Yes. Are you a robot? Are you a robot? So yeah, not bad.
Okay. Great. Cool. Let's go.
You're a Kiwi.
Oh, chill, bro. Kia ora. Tēnā koutou katoa. Ko toku ingoa. No. But yeah, so we will have giveaways and certain upcoming events. So stay posted, and if you have any questions at all, feel free to contact us at contact@WithYouWithMe.com.
Make sure to like and subscribe, especially on Twitch. Get on the platform. The LMS will give you updates on when we're going live again. But yeah, please subscribe. It helps, and it helps the military community and the veteran community. Thank you, Droidy. Droidy has followed. Good on you, champion.
So thanks, guys, for being on the show.
Thanks for having us on the show.
See you guys, not you guys. See you guys next time. We're talking shit with H.
Yeah.